So I'm very pleased because I had put this blocking on, and some of the squeeze out of the PL Premium construction adhesive had squeezed out and gotten onto this side down along here. And so I had undone all the screws of the panel to take it off and set it aside. And at the end of the day, to my pleasant surprise, I was wondering why it wasn't coming off. Did I leave another screw? What happened? Well, I had a little concern that perhaps being I pre-epoxied these surfaces, that maybe the PL isn't going to hold as well as I had hoped. So I need to rely on the epoxy for the initial bonding. But in fact, it held so well that I broke the wood and part of, even on the ply face a little bit of the ply came off here and is left on the edge of the ply here. So that tells you that the bond is stronger than the wood and stronger than the epoxy even, because it chipped out this epoxy here. So there's some good news in that, because that makes assembling so much easier. This is above the water line, but it's waterproof exterior glue anyway. And I still will fillet everything with epoxy, and I'll be putting some fiberglass tape and so forth. So by the time I'm done all that, this still should be super strong. It just makes me not have to worry about mixing a bunch of epoxy. I can just use the PL. Got to be neat about it. It tends to make a mess, but the PL will work, because this whole panel was hanging here, and I had to take a mallet and give it a big whack to get it to knock off. And you can see why. It literally, this is the marine ply in here, and this is the cedar from the blocking. So yeah, that's a little education there. Worked out well. I mentioned I removed all the screws and how on the other side one section stuck. So I have the same thing happening here. You can see by the second frame here. So right here, and really it's not even much of a gap. It's like, I had to really, and all that was holding it was this little bit of glue right down there. That's it. Oh, maybe a little more actually. Oh yeah, some ply came off there too. And yeah, so that's pretty impressive. So we'll sit there and go with that. That's impressive. Okay. Yeah, so another example of the squeeze out. I guess I didn't let this cure enough before I went and dry fitted the sides here. But it pulled the marine ply right off the side there. So that's plenty strong for tagging it. So I had to bang it to get it off, and that was just a tiny 1 square inch. So with all the surfaces and all the frames, and once the plywood is all attached on, it's going to be crazy strong. And I'll use some mechanical fastenings as well, because I just don't trust only glue. But that will work nicely. Woohoo!